the last 2-point play that worked so well probably should have been the second 2-point play. Because the second 2-point play was a debacle that turned into the most unlikely 2-point conversion we've ever seen. And I'll just say this. And look, there's a lot of things that would have to line up just equally in this alternate universe where the Seahawks used the Eric Saubert play to tie the game and hold the ill-advised backward pass that did tie the game. But can you imagine if that had been the last play of the game? And as we work our way backward, right, that's one of those moments that you'll never forget. We've never seen anything like it. Sean McVay after the game, because from his perspective on the sideline, he doesn't get to see 5 different angles of it like we did. We all understood, and even though we understood the possibility, the fact that replay review had the cojones, or as Sims would say, kahunas, even though that's not the word, to overturn the ruling of incomplete and to award the Paul Cruz style pick up the ball and walk back to the warden moment. That's what it was. He's not trying to recover that ball. He's just picking it up. He's just picking up the football. There's a football on the ground. I picked it up.
It's just his instinct. It's like walking by the area of a trash can. Hey, somebody dropped a cup here. Let me just pick this up and throw this away. It was no big deal. It was just part of the routine. You know, I didn't notice, and you probably did last night. I was just so focused on a defensive player making a great play and having that go against him. So Jarrett Verse made a great play. He just blew the whole thing up. He goes in there, and because the ball went in the direction it did, and he's in there, and he was all over it, that worked against him. But you know, I did notice that, but I didn't notice Curl there, number 3. Is that a obstacle illusion? I did that on purpose. Is that an obstacle illusion, or did it look like he was close to picking that off? If you run that play back again, it's Jarrett Verse. The ball bounces.
Right. He's on the ground. Let's see it again.
Is he close? You know, so many things could have happened here. Watch number 3 from the other angle. You see it better from the. And this is where I wonder if it's real or if it's just this angle I'm looking at. Look at 3.
Here we go. Wow. No. He's got a chance. Cam Curl, great call by you. He's got a chance to pick it off, so then it bounces off of him. It trickles into the end zone, and Zach Charbonnet picks up the piece of paper that didn't make it into the garbage receptacle. That's all it is, because if he thought that was a live ball, that's not the way you retrieve a live ball. You dive on a live ball. You don't bend over and pick it up, because as you're bending over to pick it up, somebody else dives on the ball and breaks your leg. You get on the ball if you think it's live. And the reaction from McVay afterward, I don't think we have the sound, but the reaction from McVay, I mean, he was just perplexed by the whole thing because, again, he hasn't had the benefit of being able to watch the film and break it down and understand exactly why what happened. It was clearly a backward pass, and it was clearly still recoverable after that. And this is one other issue, too. It doesn't matter if the whistle blew. If, as part of the continuing action, in a moment like that, there's a clear recovery. As long as there's a clear recovery, replay review can overturn the ruling on the field. That goes back to a game between the Chargers and the Broncos from September of, I believe, 2005 or 2006. There was a fumble behind the line of scrimmage. It was a clear fumble, but because the ruling on the field was the arm was moving forward, it was an incomplete pass, even though the Chargers recovered it. I think it was a Jay Cutler. So if that's the case, it had to be 2006 because that's the year he was drafted. It was a Jay Cutler throw. The ball hit the ground. Somebody from the Chargers picked it up, and Ed Hockley basically told the world there ain't a damn thing we can do about it. It's not reviewable at that point. The play's dead the moment that the pass is ruled incomplete.
I remember that
and the
game,
whistle's
exactly.
blown. The play's over. They They changed that rule, and one of the concerns was you're going to have continuing action during the continuing action. You're going to have the possibility of guys getting injured. And the teaching point that came out of that development, and this is what the Rams players should have done, and this is what all players need to understand. And when Sean McVay meets with his team, in a moment like that, or really in any moment, anytime you see a ball on the ground, get on it. Or to quote the poet laureate Sir Mix-a-Lot from the song that actually was played last night on the way to break, jump on it, jump on it. You got to get on it. You got to get on it. Bump, 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 bump. You got to jump on it.
Florio.
And Zach Charbonnet didn't even do it. He just picked it up. He's just being a nice guy.
Florio, I think the next stop for you.
This is what 4 hours of sleep does.
Hey, look, the next stop for you is Cleveland, Ohio. You're going to be inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hip hop section. Because 2 days ago, I was listening yesterday. I almost pulled over the car. I hear you talking to Sims, and you give him the it's McDaniels, not McDonald's. The rhymes of Daryl's, the burgers are Ronald's.
The rhymes of Daryl's with the burgers are Ronald's.
So 2 days in a row, you dropping some lyrics here on PFT. Yeah. I love it. You said teaching point, though. Really, that is the teaching point. And that leads to my question. How many teams spend a lot of time going over this? And it's one thing to talk about, being prepared and watching film, but and players can do it on their own, but it's got to come from the top too. You have to spend some time going over the rules. And it's not the sexiest thing to do. It's only so much practice time you have, and you're trying to, especially in a short week. But I think it's important for some players just don't know. I think a lot of players don't know the rules. A lot of players don't know the rules about overtime. Believe it or not, it's been going for a while in the revised overtime system. Famously, Donovan McNabb didn't even know that a game could end in a tie. Remember that? So I think this is one of those situations where it's not just the Rams and Seahawks, not just Mike McDonald and Sean McVay saying, hey, look at this situation. But I think a lot of coaches should look at this and say, okay, what are some things that happen in a game that we assume our players know, but they may not know? We assume our coaches know. They may not know. We should go over these things.
We've seen these examples in the past, though, of get on a loose ball. I wish I could remember another example the way I remember that Hockey League moment, but I think within the past couple of years, there's been a game where the aftermath was you got to get on that ball. There's a ball there. I vaguely recall a time where nobody recovered the ball and possession stayed with the offensive team. They just left the ball on the ground, and it's just dead ball, and no one picked it up. So it's as if it had gone out of bounds. A little more on that Broncos-Chargers game. I got one fact wrong. It was 2008. But, and I misspoke. It was changed from an interception, from an incomplete pass, to a fumble, but the ball was dead at the spot where it hit the ground because the play was over. And they didn't allow continuing action to recover. Clear recovery. It's got to be a clear recovery. If it is a squeeze your butt cheek scrum, the possession doesn't go to the defense. It's got to be a clear recovery. But in 2008, it didn't even matter. So the Broncos got the ball at the spot where the ball hit the ground as a fumble that could not have been recovered by anyone. That was the end result of that play, not incomplete pass. So they lost yardage because it was wherever that incomplete pass that became a fumble hit the ground. And here's the best footnote. The Broncos went on to score and convert a 2-point try to win the game, not 38-37, but 39-38.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good tie. That's a pretty good bow to put on it. Let me ask you this, though. And look, I think we're both in the same situation. We're just there. We're just football observers, football fans watching it. There's no action. Had no action on the game last night. Didn't matter to me whether the Seahawks won or the Rams won. I was just there enjoying the beauty of a football game on a Thursday night. But if you want to go on the other side of it, I know it's a rule. Is it the spirit of it? Is it the spirit of it? And should that, it's confusing to a player. So if you're a player and you're told, hey, especially a defensive player, hey, play to the whistle, play through the whistle, but you got to make sure, don't do anything stupid, don't hit anybody, especially with the quarterback, don't hit the quarterback. And so if you're conditioned, the whistle blows, the play is over. Or do coaches say the whistle blows and the play is not over? I don't think coaches ever say that, do they? Hey, keep playing even though you hear a whistle. So, I mean, it kind of uses a player.
But the asterisk is no. You gets on the ball. You play until the whistle is blown, and if the ball is loose, get on it, even if the whistle's blown. If that hasn't been the teaching point since 2009, then they're not teaching professional football the way they should. Because that's the big takeaway from the hockey league change to the rule from the Chargers-Broncos game from 2008. If there's a loose ball, it doesn't matter if the whistle's blown. Jump on it. Bump, bump, bump.
Jump
bump,
on it. Okay.
Bump, bump. Bump. Jump on it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.